Hey, it's Commodore Z. Elderman Cuthwin rides west into the Cornish marches, where banners drown in rain, but his hall remains, and the fire burns, not for warmth, but to bear witness. Beneath blackened beams, the honored sit beside the damned, meat is poured, smiles sharpen. A widow watches, a traitor whispers, and a dream of bleeding still caulks the air. Then, beneath a sky without stars, the Northman steps into the river. The priest trembles. A lion stirs beneath the surface. Blood rises. A name is spoken. Beyond the torchlight, a coterie gathers. 6 children of dusk, not bound by love but by hunger, purpose, and power. The candle flickers. The raven does not blink. This is the night, and the land remembers. Welcome to Candle in the Mead-hall. How is everyone doing tonight?
Excellent.
Not too bad.
Doing great. How are you?
Pretty good.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm really excited to be here. Tonight's going to be a fun night. I hope everyone has a good time. I've put a lot into it for you guys, and let's do it. I want to start with Ellie, and then we're going to go clockwise. Introduce yourself and your character, and tell us your clan.
Hi, I'm Ellie. I play Lady Wendreda. First, a little bit about me. I don't know. I like cats, and I'm short, so there's that. But Wendreda, she's also short, but she's pretty badass. She's the wife of Alderman Cuthwin, and, you know, she's just kind of had a shit life, and now she's just kind of trying to take some sort of control that she never got to have when she was alive. So that's going to be fun. She's a Ventru, which means she's, kind of about power. And that's about it.
Excellent. Nerd at Art, tell us about Roswynn.
I'm muted, but I'm not muted anymore. Hi, I'm Nerd at Art, and I am the other half of Team Wildwood. I never really stream myself, but you'll catch me over there sometimes doing art, playing games, and mostly doing tabletops with my friends. I am playing Roswynn of Lichfeld. She's always been ambitious, but she's never really had a path to power before. And so now she finds herself in new and exciting circumstances. And I'm interested to see where it all goes. She is a Toreador, which doesn't exist in this time frame. So she is one of the Clan of Roses. And she is a seamstress for the Lady Winflid, who is the wife of Lady Wendreda's rival, basically. So it's all very, very intriguing.
Lord Ethelwine. Ethelwine.
Davey, you'll notice we no longer call him Grabowski 7. We appropriately call him Davey now. Davey, why don't you introduce yourself and Anarawd?
Okay. Hi there, everybody. Name's Davey. I am a history buff, TTRPG player, gamer, not streamer. Anarawd is a Bruja. He is a Scop, a court poet. He's kind of scandal plagued. He seems to be on the run from something. He is a little bit of a little bit chaotic. He may have fallen off the handle and murdered somebody in the last session. Who hasn't, right? He is very big into preserving the culture of the indigenous Britons, and he wants to have a world with no kings and queens.
Love it. That brings us to Just Joshy playing Sunni.
I'm just Joshi. I'm playing Sunni. Don't really stream, but I can be found on the internet doing enjoying vampires and gaming and cats. Sunni is he was a Viking, still is a Viking, I guess. But he was left behind on a raid and made a new life for himself on the island. Trading favors and trading power and trading protection. Trying to claw his way up to the top. Clans Mitzi, hence the claws. I think that's about it.
Excellent. Key work, my old friend. Tell us about your character.
I'm Keyword Savior, the once and future streamer. I was going to stream this morning, but I decided to spend my time working on that intro scene, so I hope everybody liked it. But anyway, I am playing Kindred. Kindred is also a Ventru, but he... It's funny because as much as the Ventru are all about power, he kind of seeks power over his own independent path. He takes issue with heraldry and the whole ruling by God's divine right and all that stuff. But anyway, he is Wendreda's sworn protector. He was a wedding present to her from one of Cuthwin's cousins' kids. But he's a bastard. So, in at least two ways. So, he is coming out of his shell. He is actually speaking on his own accord and without permission now. So yeah, we're gonna get to see Kindred kind of actually become part of the coterie. So,
That finally, and you told us your clan. That brings us to Leif, played by Bad Dad Gaming, aka Seth.
Yep, I'm Seth. I'm playing Leif. He's a Norse seer. Found his way over to the Big Island for following some visions that he's had, and he's just trying to kind of find a spot. And he's recently found some direction in his foray over here into what will soon be England, and should be a good time.
Excellent. All right, I want to go over a couple session logistics before we get started with everything. Let's go with your desires. Were they the same? Are they the same from last session because you may not have succeeded in them, or are they different? Ellie.
Her desire last time was to kind of bring the coterie together more, and she didn't really do that yet, but she's going to keep that desire, and she's actually going to be able to fulfill it soon, so yay.
Excellent. Next, Roswynn.
My desire last session was to enhance the legitimacy of the coterie. I feel like that's still kind of the same. I'm trying to make it look like everything that's going on here is on the up and up.
is Brooke not hearing Zed?
Zed's mic is hot.
Zed's mic is hot.
Everyone but Zed's mic is hot.
Check.
No, you hear that. Okay.
Are we good or?
Is it just too loud?
Oh, my mic just.
Oh, he's low. He's low. Okay.
I'm low.
Gotcha.
Is that better? Well, 1 second.
Oh, we're
please.
we're all hot. We're peaking. Is that what you're saying?
Check. Okay.
Just a little extra Zed.
We'll
I
try.
appreciate that.
We'll try a little extra Zed.
I think you want to. If we're coming through Discord, I think you want to turn that down a little.
I did. Yep, I just did.
Gotcha.
And I'm just checking something just to make sure this didn't happen. It shouldn't have happened, but listen, levels. Nope, it's at 100. Anyway, hi, pretty people. Hey, chaotic. All right, that brings me to Anarawd. What is your desire?
Anarawd is freaked out. Was freaked out last time by the priest's speech. And all the rumors that are flying around about our weird stuff about us. So Anarawd's intent is to act as human as possible this evening, so that there can be no doubt at all that he's a normal human man.
So protect the masquerade.
Normal.
Okay.
Yeah, protect the masquerade.
Abnormal.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Okay.
I've got a
Excellent.
game plan for
I
this.
am a normal human man.
Excellent. Sunni.
Hello, fellow normal
Sunni's,
human man.
Sunni's still on week 3 now of that same desire, I think, to establish himself as a person of power within the coterie.
Okay. All right. No problem. Keyword Savior.
Yeah, I think Kendrick is still kind of working on what he started last week. He definitely is going to, well, where we're going to have our coterie meeting, so he will actually be able to speak amongst the coterie of his own accord.
Okay. Excellent. And let for late.
Leif intends to communicate a new prophecy that he's had to the coterie, specifically Lady Wendreda.
That's achievable. Relay prophecy. All right. Fantastic. So that brings me to my next question and the next bit of logistics. Our ambitions, no one's hit their ambitions yet, obviously. But everyone has one, correct?
Mhm.
Anyone not have an ambition? Okay, I take that as everyone has one. All right, base hunger tonight. After a week, I'm starting you at 3. That is your base hunger. So everyone, please make a rouse check to begin the night.
Ugh.
Hey.
All right, how many of you are hungry? At hunger 4. Let's see. Who's player 21? I think that's Bad Dad.
Nope, I was successful.
Successful. Okay.
Or maybe not.
Nope.
Oh, I am player 21. Who
Yep.
looked at the wrong guy?
Oh no.
All right, so Nerded Art, Just Joshy, Seth, you all failed, so you are a hunger 4. Now I'm going to ask everybody, do you wish to go into a situation like the baptism, a coterie meeting, or whatever comes after that at hunger 3 or 4?
No.
Absolutely not.
All right.
No, sir, I do not.
All right, so we are
Fine.
going to run some very quick hunger checks here and see how they go. So we're going to start with Roswynn. Do you wish to feed?
Of course.
All right, Roswynn, you are a Veil Keeper. Please roll Dexterity plus Subterfuge. Difficulty 3 because of the chassis.
Dex plus subterfuge.
What is your dice pool?
It's gonna be 5.
So not quite high enough to take half. We will come back to your failure.
Awesome.
It may result in getting blood. All right. Next, Davey, you are feeding. So give me your, as you a scop feeder, it is Dexterity plus Stealth. Difficulty 3. What is your dice pool?
It is a 5.
1 shy of being able to take half.
Alas. Oh wait. It's I don't include hunger dice in this, do I? Or
Yes,
do
you
I?
do. You do include hunger dice.
Okay. Oh yeah, I think I did pretty well there.
Yes, you get a critical success. How much would it's just a matter of time. How much would you like to take? You're at hunger 3. Would you like to go to 1?
I'll go to 1. I'm not going to. No more bodies.
All right. So
Not tonight, at least.
all right,
Not yet.
It takes you 3 turns, but you feed on sleeping people anyway. So you've sung them to sleep, and you are now hunger 1.
Beautiful.
Excellent, Josh. You're at hunger 4. You're going to feed, I assume, as an extortionist.
Yes, sir.
Manipulation plus intimidation, difficulty 3. What is your total?
6.
6. You can take half if you want.
I think that's probably a good idea.
Fantastic. How much do you intend to take?
I'll go down to 2.
You'll go down to 2? Okay. And what are you going to do anything to clean up your feeding? Because are you sleep? You're not sleeping from a hungry sleeping person.
No, I'm not. I'm not feeding on a sleeping person. I would. Ideally, I would be badgering someone in a dark alley into coming around a corner against their will, and then leaving also against. Well, more in their will when the leaving is happening.
All right, and you definitely do not kill the person. Do you use your dominate to cloud their memory? You succeed in your feeding challenge. Do not worry about terrible successes. Just tell me what you do to feed.
I will. Yeah, like I'll find someone who's wandering alone and offer them some coin around a corner, and when they acquiesce, I will demand that they offer up their neck and then make them forget.
Fantastic. You do not kill them. You do not harm them. You do not gain a stain. Next, that brings us to Kindred. You are a Huskarl. That is your predator type. Strength plus brawl, difficulty 3. What is your dice pool?
7.
7. Are you going to take half?
Indeed.
Once again, you get yourself into a fight, and you describe what you do. You're successful. How do you get around the idea that you've just fed off somebody? Evidence-wise, do you just leave them? Do you use dominate? I don't believe you have that level of dominate, do you?
I don't have dominate at all. I don't use dominate. No, I intimidate people. See, I didn't necessarily want to be in a street fight. I was thinking that I could perhaps simply choke somebody out in some place that is sight unseen, take my blood, lick the wound, leave them, unconscious. Because knocking somebody out from choking them out, it doesn't cause any lasting damage.
That we believe. Okay, absolutely. I like your idea better. Continue.
So I'd follow somebody from the ale house, and they had left alone, and they rounded a corner where nobody else was seen, and I simply grabbed them from behind and just squeeze their neck a little bit until they stop moving, and, don't make a show of it, but I take my 2 dots of hunger from them, and I lick the wound, and I leave them propped up against, and, they're not going to freeze to death or anything.
It's June. They should be fine.
They'll be fine. It's not supposed to rain today.
Leif, it's your turn. And you, I just put my notes away. Sorry, 1 second. Leif, you're a scrivener. You're a manipulation plus occult. Difficulty 3. What is your dice pool total?
Only 3.
Only 3. So you're going to need to roll, and you have 4 hunger. So you're all hunger right now, my friend. Oh, you got to roll red dice. All red dice. All red. Yep. 1 second, please.
Oh, that worked out much better.
They're much more kind.
Holy shit! What are the odds of that?
I know, right?
You succeed. You succeed. Fantastic. Excellent. Everyone raise the roof for Sunni as he succeeds. So you're feeding as a scrivener. That means you're feeding as you do it as part. People come to you to learn things, and you take from them in blood. How does that go for you? Especially now, you were very hungry, and you succeeded by the skin of your teeth. The beast was speaking to you.
So I returned back to the village of Danes, And
Oh,
as I
man.
was gone for a few days, there were several people looking for answers to their questions, of which I take a price in blood.
One second, please. Right now. So say that again. I'm sorry about that. My daughter came to the door.
Oh, you're fine. So I go back to the village of the Danes, and as I've been gone for a little while, thankfully, there were a number of people that came seeking questions, at which point I exacted my price in blood for my talents.
Okay, fantastic. I can dig it. You can take up to two if you want, up to three. You can be hunger one if you like. You have enough successes. You got the requisite successes. You're fine.
Yep, I'll go up to one.
Davey, I realized I didn't let you do anything with Anarawd, so I'm going to give you some time to give me some feeding with Anarawd. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure.
It was so textbook. It doesn't even need to be commented upon.
I mean, you got a critical. Really, you did so well.
Yeah, he was found. He probably found some people who were already a little sleepy from too much ale, and just, plucked his harp a little bit. They all fell asleep, and he probably fed from more than one, just to keep everybody's levels quite high, so that nobody's feeling too woozy.
He sung the blood right out of their veins.
Damn right.
Actually, if you were a Tremere, you could do that.
Something to aspire to.
Now, for our special case. Roswynn of Litchfield. Bestial failure. Hunger 3, correct?
Yes, Hunger 3.
Hunger
Did Wendreda
3.
go?
No, Wendreda did not go.
I didn't.
Wendreda, I apologize.
You gotta let Wendreda go.
You gotta let Wendreda go.
Shenanigans.
Hungry.
Wendreda. All right. Wendreda, you are a scene queen. And you only feed from nobles.
That is right.
So I would need you to make a manipulation plus persuasion test. Difficulty 3.
That gives me 6. Can I just take half?
You can take half.
Awesome. So, what I would probably do is go to the mead-hall, and because obviously there's going to be nobles there, and I wait for the one, like I'm just kind of outside, in the shadows, kind of watching, and I wait until I find the drunkest one who comes stumbling out, and I kind of follow him, and get him where it's dark and no one else can see, and I kind of come in and don't really say anything, but I grab him by the arm and bite, and then obviously take what I want, lick the wound, and then can I mesmerize him to say, you will not speak of this?
Yeah, you can use... Yes, you can. No. Well, for a scene.
For a scene.
Forget.
But he's probably drunk anyway, and no one's really going to believe him because he was drunk. Maybe he was seeing things, and there's no mark on his arm.
You did succeed. And if you take the time, you are hunger 4. Which hunger are you?
3.
3. So you can take 2. You have the time. You're not under a lot of pressure. You can take time. And it would be prudent to be hunger 1 at this point.
Yeah, I definitely want to take 2, get her down there, or down to 1.
Fantastic. All right, Nerd at Art. You're going to hunger 0.
Who did I kill?
Yes. It's a matter of who you have unfortunately harmed to the point where your beast at hunger 3. You're hunger 3, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You are now hunger 0. You feed a little too exuberantly from one of your, not quite apprentices, but one of your scissors girls. A young thing, inner bloom, precious, Maybe one day could have been a seamstress. A Reeves daughter. It will be hard to hide.
So I don't think I would even try and hide it. I would obviously, close the wound. And she fainted. We don't know what happened. It's so bizarre, all the girls are aflutter because we don't know what happened to her.
Normally,
right? She was just working with some dyes and suddenly she just passed out. We don't even know.
Do you work with silk?
I do.
Mercury poisoning's a thing.
fantastic. So in most cases, on a on a bestial failure, you would activate a compulsion. Another option is to get a stain, and that is what we are going with. But you are going to be at Hunger Zero for the night.
I'll take it.
All right, so take a stain. All right, that brings us to willpower. Now, remember, your willpower does not refresh completely. It is the highest of your resolve or composure, which is healed. Because remember, when you spend willpower, you're doing superficial damage to your tracker. So either the highest of your resolve or composure is healed.
And your composure is your willpower is your composure plus resolve normally, right? That's your standard willpower.
That is correct.
Thank you. I was just about to ask that. Yep. So
yeah, because I was like, I couldn't remember if I had saved my lost willpower from last game, but I think I spent 2 willpower last game and my composure's 3, so I would fill that again.
All right. So what's everyone's willpower at? Just so I know for at the start of the night. Start with Roswynn. 5.
5 for Leif.
5 for Leif. 5 for Kindred. You had to say it for me, buddy. I wasn't looking at the camera.
My bad. You're good. Yep. 5 for me. 5 for Ellie. I believe. Yeah. 5 for Leif.
Okay. And you too, Josh?
I missed that part about how willpower refreshes.
It's either the highest of your resolve or composure.
Is how much it refreshes by?
Is how much it refreshes by, yes.
Okay, so I have 6 then.
6. Okay. Excellent. Fantastic. And everyone's good on health, I assume, because no one got attacked. So we don't have to worry about that. All right. One last question.
Wait.
Yep, go ahead.
My willpower, I believe, is 6. At least that's what Keywork just told me.
Composure plus resolve, yeah.
Yeah, that gives me 6.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So the last question. Yep, go ahead.
I actually only have 4 because I have a puny amount of composure.
Okay. Thank you. Excellent. So, here's what everyone knows for the night kind of going into it. Sunni had asked for a baptism at midnight. Father Krenwolf seemed very... No, Kaelwolf. Father Kaelwolf seemed very dubious about the idea. But during the course of the week, and political pressure put in place by Wendreda, the lady of the estate, Brother Krenhelm has agreed to perform a midnight baptism under the light of the moon in the presence of God in the River Itchen.
You're welcome.
For any Dane who wishes to welcome Christ as their king.
Many thanks.
Now, who amongst the Danes will be taking a bath?
I think Leif will, once he's brought up to speed about it. He's still kind of in the dark.
So other things to catch you up on in the week. Cuthwin is still away with the marches. Still away fighting the Cornish, or so he says. There was whispers about a murder in Winchester, but no one seems to care about a dead Scot. Otherwise, it's been quiet. What preparations have been made? There's a feast expected after a baptism, even if it's at night. So it's going to be a wonderful night for Canaanites to have a party. What preparations are being made for this event?
I would have once again made a nice set of clothes for Sunni and Leif. Not anything extravagant this time, just, a good, nice quality fabric, a very simple tunic, something to reflect the solemn nature of the baptism's occasion tonight, something that would appropriately reflect the occasion. So they'll still be dressed well. Yes, fine fabrics, but nothing flashy.
They'll be expected to be in either naked or in long white shirts.
Okay. Well, then they'll be the best damn long white shirts ever made.
Excellent, fantastic.
Hot Dane wet t-shirt contest.
I just make sure that everything, is all set for the feast. Make sure everything runs smoothly, because that's my job as lady of the house.
Evie, what about Anarawd? What's he doing? How does he feel as a kind of a prompt that the baptism's coming so easy to these two?
Well, Anarawd's all about personal freedom, right? So
Right.
He's like, he understands because he's been in a position before where he's had to be baptized. He's actually been baptized several times. Because when he was a kid, people were like, "Oh, you're being raised wrong," and he was baptized then. He was baptized once for to get a court position back in Altclut, and he's probably, in order to assuage people's suspicions of him as a pagan, been like, sure, let's just do a baptism, why not? Because he doesn't really believe it has any effect. However, he is a little concerned that maybe not so much Leif, but Sunni might actually be taking it seriously, which would be an unforgivable crime in his opinion.
Fantastic. How do you prepare for the events coming?
Well, I mean, he'll wear his nicest outfit, which is not very nice, and as we established before, still smells of onions from that cellar. And,
You gotta write an original song, right?
Maybe something will come to me. Who knows? Yeah. Well, he maybe he'll think about some Christian themes in his music. Maybe he'll do a good Christian song. Or maybe not. Who knows?
You get a reference Odin in there?
Yeah, get some Celtic gods and Odin and Thor in there. Who knows?
From the shelter of Odin to the shelter of Christ.
All right, Sunni.
Yeah.
Tell us what's going through Sunni's mind. How's he preparing for the week? Is it really a big deal to him?
It is a big deal in the fact that it's a means to an end. Sunni doesn't believe in this nonsense at all. He's just like, hey, if you all will take me more seriously, if I have a little bath, let's have a little bath. You want to watch me have a bath? That's cool, sweet, good. Let's do it. Truly, this is we're 3 weeks into Sunni really, really trying to get his ducks in a row and make sure that he is, if not, he's no longer an anchor in this group, because as the outsider, as the Dane, as the heathen, etc., He knows he's weighing people down, and he doesn't want to weigh people down, and he wants to get lifted up. Let's get lifted up. Let God lift you up.
I like that. I love that insight. I love it. Kinnerick, how do you prepare for the week? What are your thoughts?
I'm really curious what people are saying. I'm keeping my ears open whenever I'm out and about in the mead-hall, just kind of listening for, because this is a lot, right? In a matter of weeks, a lot of things have happened, and now a midnight baptism for 2 Danes. So I'm just curious. Like, I'm trying to catch the pulse of what the hell the people are thinking.
Okay. Very cool. We'll get into that. That's going to be important tonight. Leif, you're one of the Danes who's getting bathed. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me how you prepare for the week.
Well,
are you baptizing Olaf?
Oh no! So in preparation, I would definitely send both my son and my brother back to the village.
That's a
I
scald
can't
man.
have my food supply disrupted by them thinking I'm Christian, right? So can't do that. I'll probably have some discussions with Sunni about it. It's not that Leif doesn't believe that the Christian God is real. He just thinks that he's weak and less than the old gods.
Okay. Excellent. So that's how we prepare for the week. Now, the next question I asked this off stream. I'm going to ask it on game right now. Do you gather in private council before stepping into the eyes of the church and the court? Or do you let the rites unfold before speaking as one?
I definitely think we should get together.
Yeah.
Definitely before, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say whatever the group decides, I can go either way.
Yeah.
Excellent. Fantastic. Where would you like to meet? I have a couple places in mind that are away from the hustle and bustle. But do you wish to meet in the estate? Or do you wish to meet maybe somewhere out in the fields, in the forest?
Yeah, weren't we told of some mysterious gathering place by our sires? There was some whisper of this like safe haven that they left us to meet at. I'd love to go use that finally, I think.
Excellent. Anyone else?
Outside of the keep, I feel would be best.
Yeah, it's what Nerd said is great.
Right.
Attack Kitty.
Yeah, she's on attack mode for sure.
Before any of you can meet, Roswynn arrives with Ethelwine and Winfled. Oh, thank you for the follow, Wirowski. I appreciate you.
You realize I hadn't done that.
Roswynn arrives with Winfled and Ethel. Well, thank you. I appreciate that as well. Roswynn arrives with Ethelwine and Winfled, and all of you meet. The grove of pines lies beyond the reach of torchlight. Veiled in mist and silence, towering trunks rise like pillars in a forgotten temple. Their bark rough with lichen and age. Underfoot, a thick carpet of needles muffles every footstep, as if the earth itself has leaned in to listen. Wind stirs only the upper branches, while below the air hangs damp and still. An ancient altar stone sits at the grove's heart, streaked with old blood and melted wax. A single candle flickering atop it like a star swallowed by twilight. A raven perches motionless overhead, its feathers damp with dew, its gaze unblinking. Here no mortal dares tread. Here truths are confessed, bargains struck, and the unspoken given voice. How do you arrive to this scene? As a group or individually?
I say probably individually, just to keep suspicions down.
Agree.
Yeah, definitely would have to go by herself because it would look weird if she was seen going outside the keep with anybody that wasn't family.
Or me.
I was going to say, you
Yeah,
and
but
Kindred
they're
are
weird.
Or any of us, for that matter.
That's about it, yeah.
All right, so I imagine we arrive on horseback.
Those of you who can afford a horse or have a horse, absolutely.
Exactly.
Probably
That's
wouldn't
what I
have,
want.
I was going to say, I probably wouldn't actually have access to a horse. I'd just arrive on foot, but that's okay.
Fashionably late.
I mean, Wendreda might wait and give Roswynn a lift, considering that you're coming from, what is it, Ethelthane's place?
Well, I believe that Ethelwine and Winfled just came to you guys, right? Because they're here for the banquet this evening, and so I'm just kind of sneaking off, being like, gonna go help with things, and I'm gonna sneak off to meet you guys out in the forest here.
All right, so we arrive separately.
Wendreda, let me ask you a question to get you started. Is the Mask of Stewardship enough? Think about that. That maybe this is something you guys can talk about. Just think about the questions that you really need to consider. What are you looking to get out of the coterie?
So I think Roswynn would take this opportunity to speak up if everyone's here, with Lady Wendreda's permission, of course.
Of course.
Friends, this is the first time we've been able to meet since we've been brought together as family. I hope that tonight we can all unite under a common goal. The Lady Wendreda and I have been speaking these past nights. I think all of you may have some feeling the same way that we do. For too long, Wessex, Winchester, they have held down those that they deem small, those that they deem unworthy, just because of their birth. We would see the tides of Wessex turn. We would bring about a new era where a man is judged not by his name, but by his deeds. Where justice has meaning. And I would see it under the rule of Queen Wendreda. And so I have sworn her my fealty. We will burn the old ways. And from the ashes, we will create a new and more just society.
Well said.
Fine words, but I don't really see why we need a queen at all. I mean, there's 6 of us here, we're all equal. Should we not be treated as equals rather than subservient? I mean, surely we had enough of that during our mortal existences.
I believe we will be a council of equals amongst each other. However, Lady Wendreda is the only one of us here that has the bloodline for the people of Wessex to accept. She is the only one that can carry the weight. The people will accept her rule. She is of noble blood.
People will not accept the rule of... I mean, there's never been a queen who held any power in any of the Saxon kingdoms. ever. And forgive me, Lady Wendreda, but I don't see that changing anytime soon. We should use more subtle methods of influencing them. Don't get me
Anytime
wrong.
soon, Bard. We have nothing but time.
This won't happen overnight or even over the next couple of weeks. This is years in the making.
Centuries, even. This is time we have.
You have not seen a mortal queen rule these lands, but you do not see with mortal eyes anymore. These are different nights that we wake upon. How have you fared, all of you, these weeks? We have not spoken.
I've been granted a vision from the old gods. A vision of Lady Wendreda, clad in crimson, with a crown of shadows. A vision of the falling of kingdoms and of a great battle. I believe it to be the gods' will to place Lady Wendreda in power. And I too would like to swear my fealty to that end.
Sunni.
But beware the east.
Oh.
Something rises in the east. I can't say what. But there's a latent power there we should be aware of.
The gods showed you all this?
They have at the banquet. I look up at the raven. Seems as if the gods are with us now.
If the seer sees it, what are we to do?
Seems this is our destiny.
Whether there are old gods of your lands or the Christian god, we shall play the game the way we see best. We won't rely on the success of a vision. We will make our own future. That is what we are here for. Lady Wendreda, if you would speak, or let me. Anarawd, this is not something that we could ask the people to accept tomorrow. This is something that they will have to see develop outside of their purview. Not a queen stepping forward into the light, but a lady doing her part until the time. As Roswynn said, we have time. More time than any of them. We will see more sunsets than... Never mind. We will see more moonrises than any of them ever will, if things go well. It seems we have the matter of a baptism to attend to first.
Baptism?
I apologize, Leif. I did not mean to speak. Well, in truth, I don't believe I did speak for you. But the father, he took my words and ran with them. I submitted myself to be baptized as a way to ingratiate myself into this society, so that less eyes would be looking at us disdainfully.
A wise decision, Sunni.
It's not like we've never had a bath before anyway.
What's water to a Dane?
They're not so bad. I had one as a child.
Yeah, it's not like we're Saxons.
It's weird that they want to watch us bathe, but I mean...
Let me get these fancy new shirts.
Yes, I'll give you guys your shirts at this point to wear to the baptism, as this is the appropriate clothing.
Many thanks.
Again, I would like to see this more as a council of equals. And in that regard, I would also like to raise the issue of Win the Wise. As you know, I took her as my ghoul to save her life. I do not wish to enslave anyone. I do believe that she can be valuable to us. She knows many things about many people here in Winchester. But if the council sees fit, I shall put coin in her pocket and send her on her way.
I think it's probably safe to say we could use all of the allies we can get. For the gods have spoken, and it must be so, by any means necessary.
It might have been seen as hasty at first, watching you turn her into a ghoul, but I agree with Leif that more allies on our side would be best, especially someone with as much knowledge as she has.
Not all of us were blessed with that choice that night. In your position, I can't imagine I would have done anything differently. You offered her a kindness that I could not offer my victim.
Well, at the time, I thought I was offering mine a kindness, but apparently, your sire has different ideas about how mortals should be cared for.
Our sires also told us not to create children and abandon them, and then left us in less than a fortnight. I wouldn't take much of anything they said too seriously.
You may have a point there.
At least yours are still on the island.
Somewhere. I don't even know where mine is.
The real possibility, mine doesn't even know where she is.
This does raise questions, but also opportunities. We do need allies, especially during the daytime hours. More eyes, more hands can only help.
I myself was considering a ghoul for my own protection. I'd like to bring this before the council. Given our predicament, I think that maybe one of the priests would make for a good retainer.
I believe this would be a wise choice.
Indeed, perhaps certain people of importance could be our linchpins for success.
Indeed, it doesn't take many tokens in the right place to generate leverage amongst the populace, amongst the ruling class.
I believe that swaying the opinion of the common people could also be very helpful towards us. Anarawd, perhaps you could sing some of Wendreda's praises. It might help. If you're so inclined.
I think what you're doing could be dangerous. However, I'm willing to consider it on the condition, Lady Wendreda, that you use your influence with your husband to stop his attacks on the Cornish. Too long have these border raids gone on. They have little enough there without it being carried off by Saxons.
Excuse me. My husband does not listen to me. I mean, I can always compel him to, but I can speak with him. It would just mean having him around to keep more often, but I can always stay out of his way. I'll see what I can do.
What about enslaving him to your blood? Then
I
it would
had
be
thought
his
about
opinion.
that.
Yeah, since we're enslaving people, we might as well start with him.
I do believe that bringing Cuthwin to heel will be crucial to our success.
Make no mistake about it, my friends. We are, in fact, monsters. Creatures of the night. Creatures soon to be of power and influence.
Most monsters I've seen wear the faces of men and walk in the daytime, so what different are we?
We've been told this is a curse. I believe it can be used as a blessing. And I believe that we can bring a better life, not just for ourselves, but for all of Wessex. And perhaps one day beyond.
Sunni, I have a question of personal opinion to you. Have the gates of Valhalla been closed to us forever, do you suppose?
Yeah, I
Or what would
suppose
the
I haven't-
Valkyries take with us? What would the Valkyries come to retrieve to take to Valhalla if we have no souls left to speak of?
Do you truly believe that we've lost our souls in this exchange?
I mean, we neither breathe or eat. We are no longer alive. And both of us, in fact, died without our swords. So what does that mean for us by our own beliefs?
I'm not sure that I'm dead. My heart does not beat. My lungs don't. I don't breathe. I don't heartbeat. But I'm still here. I'm still me. I'm still walking around talking to you. I think there's still a chance.
Perhaps you're right. Let's hope that you're right.
Yeah, truth be told, I didn't have much of a chance to get into Valhalla myself. I don't. And I look on both my shoulders, I don't even have a sword.
I have an axe for you then.
I appreciate
A
that.
Dane should carry an axe.
I've spent many years trying to make a life for myself on this island, and that comes with forgetting some of the old ways. But they were never forgotten up here.
Agreed. I could never forget the old ways. They are the ways of our people.
Anarawd kind of looks like he's considering some of this as you guys are talking. Like he had, like maybe the question hadn't quite crossed his mind yet, and now he's starting to worry about it.
As you are thinking that, the crow begins to call, calling to something out in the darkness, and it takes flight.
Before it flies, can I just check it out with Sense the Unseen? Because I have a feeling, a spooky feeling.
You can go ahead, roll it.
Sense the Unseen, so that would be a.
What is your dice pool?
It's Wits Awareness plus Auspex, right?
Wits
With a
aware-
power die.
with the power die. What's your dice pool total?
Okay. My dice pool total is what's awareness plus auspics plus that's 5. That's my dice pool, so I can't take half.
All right, go ahead and roll it, my friend.
Let's do it. That's 2 successes. So, can I willpower reroll?
You can if you like.
Well,
I'm going to let you. You remember you only have 4 willpower, though.
yeah. Yeah, much better. That's 4 successes.
5.
As you stare at the crow that flies away, there's nothing unusual about it.
Damn.
Does it only have one eye?
No, it does not only have one eye.
Oh well.
It was a good
flies
hunch
away-
to go off of,
It
right?
flies away with your willpower.
Blow willpower on trying to perceive the gods.
I'm trying to exactly. That's what we'll chalk it up to. You had a hunch. You really wanted it to come, and you really wanted it to come true. But like as fickle as the gods are. Anyway,
I'll get the next one.
okay. And anybody else? Wendreda, what do you have to say about this? About this evening in Cuthwin specifically, and probably Krellwolf, the mortal logistics. What are your thoughts on the mortal logistics of the estate? How are you going to run things during the day when you're asleep?
Usually during the day, I have someone. I kind of have like a list of things that need to get done. So it's one of those where I give not the list, but tell people what needs to be done and to let everyone know as the day progresses, what needs to get done. Because, I'm busy in prayer. I must not be, bothered or interrupted for anything. So I have to make sure everybody knows exactly what to do to keep everything running exactly the way it had been, before all of this happened. And, according to Cuthwin, or what Cuthwin thinks, everything is going just great, except for, maybe he heard something, but I haven't heard anything yet, so it seems to be working.
Excellent. Fantastic. What else do you guys want to talk about in the in your council meeting? Your vampiric council, it seems that you've created here. Your Canite council.
I would like to say that if this is a council and we are to be equals, do not stand on principle. Please don't call me Lady Wendreda. Just call me by my name. Everyone speak freely as if, because we are all dead. We are all equals now. I'm not noble right now. But in public, please call me Lady Wendreda just to keep appearances up. Otherwise, free for all.
Agreed.
Very well.
Of course.
I
On that-
wanted to ask. Sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead. You go ahead.
I wanted to ask, did anyone find anything out about the possible poacher that we had?
With the Reeves son, correct?
I hadn't heard anything, but that certainly is something we need to look into.
Yes.
We're hard pressed to have enough kine around for everybody as it is.
What happened with that whole
Especially if they're
situation
leaving.
with the Kingsmen during my downtime?
Kingsman? He didn't take the son. He didn't take him.
Yeah, so we never got a chance to interrogate the son, did we?
No.
We should get that Reeve Gould.
Reeve, was that the name of the?
It's basically the sheriff.
Got bid on.
Yeah.
Oh, the sheriff.
Yes.
Reeve of the Shire. Yep.
It was the Reeves' son.
He's the
Bite
Shire
marks
Reeve.
similar to those of Canaanites, though not closed. Healed, old.
That would be a good candidate for ghouling.
The boy was accused of stealing livestock from other keeps. It was a strange occurrence.
Very
Perhaps
peculiar.
missing livestock is tied in with our poacher.
Indeed.
We should keep an eye on our sheep then, I imagine. Assume you have sheep. I don't have any sheep.
Then I guess I'll make sure the sheep come in at night.
Maybe we should have the sheep out at night and see if we can catch somebody amongst the flock.
Not a bad
Indeed.
idea.
That's an excellent idea.
That is a good idea.
That it is.
And what of the baptism? Do holy ceremonies not affect those cursed by God?
Oh,
What does that
suppose we'll
rely
find
underneath? I suppose we shall.
We'll see how
Sorry
strong
that
this god
you'll,
really is.
If it's any consolation to you, gentlemen, I believe the god is quite the fairy tale, so we will see how this goes. I'm sorry that you have to be the ones to test this theory.
Well, I mean,
Sunni will have to go first, since he got himself and Leif into this whole mess anyway.
by
The
all
water
means,
starts boiling, I'm out of there. I'm telling you right now.
It's only river water in old man's words.
Trust me, that river is far from boiling.
All right, with
Shall we
that,
adjourn?
we will move out. We will transition as the candlelight finally flickers from the altar in the grove. And you make your way back and you make the preparations you have to make. I have a couple questions before we begin the scene. How do you present yourself to the church, Sunni and Leif? And to the people.
So
Because
how much time do we have between this conversation and like the ritual itself?
this conversation happened roughly at what we would know as 9 p.m. So you
Same
have
day as the baptism,
same
though?
day as the baptism. This is all happening in the same day. You finally in this week gotten back together. Roswynn lives in a completely different estate in Winchester from here, so it's difficult for everyone to get together until you rectify that somehow. It's convenient that most of you have decided to live on the estate. Not convenient for the blood supply, but convenient for narrative reasons.
For whatever other consequences that might mean.
Exactly.
I think we'll have to discuss this plan further, but unfortunately, with my lord Athelwine putting his nose in places where it doesn't belong, trying to take things that aren't his, we're gonna have to do something about him sooner or later, And as much as I love my patroness, Lady Winfled, she is a pious woman, and if Athelwine is gone, I'm sure she'll find something else to do with herself, and maybe that will free me up to come join the coterie.
Perhaps you could be taken on as Lady Wendreda's personal seamstress.
That would be good.
I offer a much higher pay than what Ethelwine could ever dream of giving.
Oh, well, in that case, I might be having a conversation with Winfled tonight that I've been offered another position somewhere else.
Wait, you're paying her?
Wait, you guys are getting paid?
I
So there are
basically
other-
get paid in room and board, but that's okay.
There's other
True.
fringe benefits
Let
too.
me circle this back around to Sunni and Leif real quick, guys. How are you prepared? How are you presenting yourself to the church this evening before we get into the baptism?
I think Leif will present himself as a curious penitent, right? So he'll be wanting to figure out who's who of the church staff or whatever. He's going to want to speak for a few days immediately afterward to whomever the highest ranking member of the church is in attendance. If that's what he's after trying to get. So he's going to try to present himself mostly as both penitent and curious.
Excellent. Joshy.
Sunni would present himself as the most eager and excited little altar boy that there ever was. He's very ready to be accepted by this society.
You're gonna need to part your hair in the middle.
Anyway. Anyway. I like that. That's,
Whoa!
right, exactly. So I like that, Josh. I like how you're going to how Sunni's going to approach this. So, as you move to the next scene, I will begin in just a second. As soon as my notes stop moving, clouds shroud the moon. The river runs sluggish beneath the weight of night. A procession of villagers walk in silence, torches flickering, refusing to stay lit. At the water's edge, Brother Kenelm kneels. No cross, only 2 bowls of river water and a whisper's prayers. Sunni and Leif stand ankle deep. The river listens. The wood grows still. Something unseen leans close, waiting for the rite to begin. Kenelm kneels in the shallows, his hands slightly trembling, his eyes fixed on the bowls, and he raises his voice just enough to be heard above the river's hush. Let none come to this river in jest. Let none walk into the water who would not die and rise again. He dips the bowls, lifting water. In the name of the Father, who made men of dust, the Son who walked upon it, and the Spirit who moves across it still. Do you come seeking salvation, Sunni of the North? Sunni?
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to
Oh,
work out
okay.
how to
Fine.
how to say the words without being patronizing or anything like that.
Okay.
Yes, brother, I come seeking salvation.
And you, Leif of Skaldemir, do you come seeking salvation?
I am prepared to walk in the light in favor of the Lord.
Once you were born in flesh, then you died to it. Now you stand again between blood and water, between the wound and the word. He motions for Sunni for you to step deeper into the river. He motions for Leif to step closer. Do you?
Yes.
You hear the villagers murmuring behind you. Christ suffered the lash for man's sake. What will you suffer to dwell among his children? He touches the bowl to your forehead, and then to Leif. He speaks louder, the Latin beginning. Ego ti baptismo in nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. It sounds grand, but it could possibly be terribly wrong. He pours the water over Sunni's head, and he pours water over Leif's head. Then a moment of silence. Bird cries out far upstream. You're marked now, not by men, but by memory. The river knows your name. Dead will smell it. And if the Lord wills, you will endure. He leans close in. His voice, it drops to a whisper, only so you, Sunni and Leif, only you can hear. But if this is false, if you mock the word, then may your bones burn from the inside out, and your shadow never find a home. He steps back and smiles. It is done. And the villagers, they don't clap, but they cheer in a reverential way for you. How does everybody react to this?
For the priest's benefit and that of the onlookers, I'll put my hand on Sunni's shoulder and tell him, "We are reborn, brother, away from our previous pagan ways."
Indeed, the first day of our real lives.
So you guys are hamming it up, right?
1,000%.
Hammy.
Hamming it up. All right. Quinum, his eyes narrow slightly at the exuberance that you're showing. He's no fool, but he doesn't say anything. The villagers, actually, Leif, you started this. You can aid him, Sunni. I would like a manipulation plus persuasion roll.
Yeah, how do I aid him in this?
Do you have persuasion?
I do have persuasion.
You may add a dot to his dice pool. What is your manipulation plus persuasion, Leif?
5 in total.
+1. Oh, that's with the +1?
Nope, that's just mine.
All right, so add 1. Now, since he's helping you, you do not get to take half because you do not have a natural dice pool of 6. Your difficulty is 3 to pull this off with the villagers. This is vital to Sunni's, not the Sunni's. Very nice, fantastic.
Excellent.
The villagers clap. They actually begin to clap. They're tired. It's midnight, but they believe you. They believe you are one of them now. The fear that they had for you, while not lessened because you are still heathen born, and you still have the flaw, they are no longer as suspicious of you. You'll still take the -2 to dealing with them, but they're not going to be openly hostile to you anymore.
Excellent.
At least this is the villagers around the estate. You don't have to worry about the villagers of Skaldmere whatsoever to begin with, because they're all Danes.
The Lord
Renhelm,
may now count you in his quiver.
Renhelm doesn't look displeased at the reaction that he's getting. I'm interested in Roswynn. Everyone is there. Ethelwine, Winflid. There's a myriad of dignitaries. There's Northmen. There's a trader known as Agnar the North, who you had known from before, Sunni. So that's going to be fun to deal with at the feast. Wilna's cousin, Hilder, her drunk cousin, is there. Anarawd, you've probably run into her at the bar at the tavern before, but she's in attendance. It's not a great number of people for the feast, but there are enough people there to be interesting. But I'm interested in wondering what your character's thoughts on what they just witnessed. You've seen baptisms before; it's nothing new, probably.
It's amusing silently watching the two of them ham it up for everybody in attendance. If I actually showed emotion, it would be a little bit of a smile, but it's still one of those yeah, but it's amusing nonetheless to see them like that.
I imagine that Roswynn would probably be standing still pretty close to Winflid, because she's still her patroness, and so she's just watching, pretending to be, eager and excited for her new friends, that they're becoming children of God. Oh, goody. How good for you.
Henrik was hoping to see something interesting happen, though he has no dislike for either man. He was hoping something would happen with this whole affliction, but he's glad it didn't. And he actually, when Leif claps Sunni on the back, he actually allows himself to show just a little bit of exuberance. He claps his hands together, but he retains his posture otherwise.
Do you still have your Sense the Unseen active?
Yeah, why not?
Fantastic. While this was happening, while Krenim was giving his speech, you noticed something. Something under the water. A lion. An English lion. An Albion lion. Something that you haven't seen, that no one's seen forever. It's a myth. It doesn't exist. But you see the form of a large feline under the water, under their feet.
Anarawd is taken aback by this. And he kind of cranes a little closer to see if he can get a better look.
And it's gone. But it was real. It was there. You are as sure that you saw it. It was not just the blood that you drank this evening. It was not the priest. You saw what you saw.
The gods are indeed present here this evening, just not the gods that they thought were here.
Roswynn, please make a charisma plus etiquette roll. What is your difficulty?
So I have if I can use my feudal etiquette, which I assume I can, 8.
8. So then you can take 3 to uphold your social standing amid tension. I know how anti-god you seem to be, and you've managed to do very well because you take half and take a 4, and you have a margin over the difficulty anyway. Fantastic.
Oh, Roswynn is an expert at keeping a straight face and maintaining, the looks.
Excellent. As the baptism wraps up, Sunni, how do you feel? Do you feel any different? Did anything move you? Did anything move Sunni? Or was it just a bath?
I mean, I feel closer to Leif now. Leif and I have bonded in some way. I feel somewhat annoyed that the father or the brother, whoever, the fake familial person threatened us. That's whatever. Other than that, kind of wet.
All right, Leif.
About the baptism specifically, I also feel a little closer to Sunni, I would say. Like for the first time since all this started off, Leif feels like the ball is in motion, right? Things are starting to happen.
Fantastic. With the end of the baptism, we're going to take our break. Everyone's going to stretch their legs, get a drink, recap on kind of what we did, think about it, and we'll come back for some more game time. And if you'll just sit with us as we go through our BRB screen, we'll be back in 10 minutes, folks. See you soon. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We've had some fun tonight. We've had some coterie building. We had a religious ceremony of baptism. We had a line in the water. And now we're going to have a party. The candle in the mead-hall is going to the mead-hall. Let's have some fun with that. Let's set the scene. Let's check in with our characters. Do a quick round. Just a quick check-in with everybody. Roswynn, Anarawd, tell us about Roswynn's night so far.
Roswynn feels like it's been a pretty productive evening. We had our first coterie meeting. The guys got baptized. Everything seems to be going well so far. I will make it a point and at an opportune moment to kind of pull Wendreda aside. And I'm going to let her know, I appreciate the offer to come work for you as your seamstress, but I believe I'll be better suited to stay in Athelwine's Hall where I can gather more information and, kind of work on things from that angle. So I am going to approach Winflid tonight, just so you know, and I'm going to let her know that in all of this, praying that you're doing for your husband's return, you've had this vision that he's going to be coming home soon victorious, and you're preparing for his homecoming. And as part of that, you've asked me to make you a very fine banquet dress and a very fine tunic for him. So I will be coming to the estate on a regular basis to work on that project with you.
Is Cuthwin a pious man?
Cuthwin gives to the church because he has to. But he is
He's
not
all about appearances.
He is very much about his noble appearance and his bloodline. He's very concerned about the purity of his bloodline, of the Saxon bloodline that runs through his veins. He says it's old, it's powerful, it carries the wolf with him. Chin a wolf. But he is pious to the point that he's at least observed.
Got it.
The mead-hall of... Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. That was Roswynn. Anarawd, give us an update. Tell us how he's doing tonight.
Well, Anarawd's had a decent enough evening. I guess he was a little ticked off at the meeting due to Wendreda and Roswynn's autocratic conspiracy that they have. Doesn't necessarily disagree with all parts about making Wessex a better place for everybody, but maybe thinks that they might be forgetting a significant portion of the people because they're like rich. I want to see some.
Not rich.
Well,
she's a seamstress.
Yeah, richer than me. You're richer than me. I want to see some. Anarawd wants to see some wealth redistribution.
Fair.
That can happen.
Make sure to pay him well for the night.
But and then I saw a couple of Danes getting dipped, which was fine, I guess. It's their choice. And then I saw Weird Lion in the water, which is he's a little bit shaken by all of these visions, like Leif's vision of Wendreda, and now this lion in the water is a symbol of what? And he's just like mulling it over. But he knows he's got a job to do. He knows that he's here to improve the image of the coterie this evening, and also because it has been noted that I no longer partake in mead, I will be blush of lifing, and tonight I'm drinking, even though it's going to taste bad.
I'm gonna thank you for reminding me again. I was gonna ask around, but Roswynn, are you blush of healthing?
Of course, yes.
Roll for it.
Yep.
You're
and
hungry.
I'm hungry.
Anarawd.
Here we go.
Ross has been a hungry girl this evening.
Right?
Okay.
I am good.
You are good. Sunni, how do you just to check in with you, make sure everything's good? How Sunni's doing, how Josh is doing, and if you're going to use blush of health or not.
Sunni's doing great. Josh is doing great. Excited for this party. Excited to rub elbows with some godly people now that I'm godly. Blush of life. Here we go.
Oh no. Okay, you're a little hungrier.
Rip me.
Keyword Savior, how you doing tonight? We got to give you something to do. Well, you haven't had much tonight, and I'm gonna rectify that.
The punch of
someone
priest
to kill.
today.
Yeah, right. No, Kindred is doing well. He thought the meeting went well, and what seems to be approaching some equity amongst the Canaanites has kind of set him at ease for some concerns he had. He hears what Anarawd has to say. Feels that maybe everybody's being a little hasty for what they're saying. The plans are good in essence. The details need to be hammered out, and he sees that. He's just a little disappointed nothing exciting happened at the baptism, but it's all for the best, for keeping a low profile, and I'll roll for my own blush of luck. And I happen to be just a tiny bit hungrier.
You are hungrier, yes. All right, so check in on Seth and Leif.
Business before pleasure. Blush of life roll.
All right. Oh,
That's one
wow.
more.
Watching some guys bathing really got us all hungry, huh?
It's all that lying to the priest that you did.
So much
Lying is
energy.
hungry work. So Leaf's probably gonna try to get the attention of whoever the highest ranking church official is, and try to set up some educational meetings for the future.
All right. So okay, excellent. So that'll push us into Cuthwin's Hall. The mead-hall of Alderman Cuthwin rises from the earth like a long-buried ship, its thatch roof black with age and wind-scoured ash. Broad oaken beams cross above like ribs of ancient beasts, each carved with runes faded by time and fire. A long hearth runs the center, its coals still warm from the day, sending faint heat and ghostly smoke curling to the smoke hole above. Hanging from iron hooks are shields of past warriors, their sigils scorched and soot-touched, half memorial, half warning. Tapestries hang at the far end, one depicting the martyrdom of St. Alban, the other the serpent ship of a long-dead sea king. The air smells of peat, sweat, salted meat, and the sharp tang of spilled mead. The floor beneath is its own worn flagstone, tracked with straw and the faint trail of candle drippings. Beeswax candles glow against soot-blackened beams, while the hearth light flickers but gives no warmth. Servants drift between the guests like ghosts, silent yet observant. The feast is set, but no one has sit to eat yet. Joining you are Thane Ethelwine and his wife, Lady Winfled, nobility from a nearby estate. Brigith the widow, a steely village matron in her late 50s, well known as a close confidant of the steward, known for her iron gray hair braided tight and eyes like flint. She wears layered wool cloaks dyed with alder bark and commands the room with the sharp pauses. She's known to be sharp of tongue. You're also in the presence of Agnar of the North Sea. A trader by day, very prolific, well known, not a Christian, but often at the mead hall of many of Eldermen and many a Thane. And Wilna's cousin Hilder, middle-aged, round-faced, perpetually flushed with drink. His linen tunic is stained and misbuttoned. He clutches a half-empty horn like a prayer reed. He's an affable gossip whose loose tongue carries accidental dangers. Wendreda, where are you sitting? At the head, I suppose. I suppose properly, correct?
Correct.
And Kinnerick?
I suppose I'd be standing just off her shoulder, not sitting.
Not sitting. Roswynn?
I would be sitting probably pretty close to my patroness, Winfled.
Sunni and Leif, you're the guests of honor. You are probably sitting in a very prestigious position. Plenty of food around. Drink, ale. Do you go through the motions?
Absolutely.
Yes, of course.
Pointedly asking a variety of questions to the priesthood.
Excellent. We will get back to that in just a second. Anarawd, you said you were particularly going to be drinking the mead tonight.
Yes, I'm likely off to one side playing the harp. and singing. But I will be kind of like doing that thing like when serving people are walking past with like drinks, I'll be kind of just like sneaking in and grabbing them and knocking them back, and then with a hey, I'll be like back into the playing.
Okay. So you're putting on a performance more than just a performance this evening.
Yes, it's two performances. It's a performance within a performance. Performanceception.
Exactly. Okay.
That sounds like a pretty compelling show of being human. I feel like that regains a willpower, doesn't it? Because he's advancing his desire. Just saying.
Huzzah.
Well, I would like to see how well Anarawd. If we're going to achieve a desire, I'd like to see how well Anarawd achieves that desire. So I would like your charisma plus performance, and your sensory. But which performance is the real performance? Is it the harp playing or is it the masquerade?
Well, if I'm trying to give the impression of being human, then it's probably the masquerade, right? So are we talking charisma performance or charisma subterfuge?
Why don't we give us a charisma subterfuge? I think that might be more appropriate. What is your dice pool total?
My dice pool for that is 6.
Cannot take half. It is a 4 difficulty. No, you can take half. That is appropriate difficulty 3.
The other thing I was thinking about is if I'm using awe, is that going to backfire? Because technically it would give me like more dice, but I just seem to be the most impressive drunk anyone's ever seen.
You can use awe. That's absolutely fine. It's an expression of your newfound power. It does not break the masquerade, but you are drawing a lot of attention.
Maybe I don't want all that attention.
But then again, everyone's seeing you acting like a normal guy and being this great bard and slinging back drinks. Like
you top off your unmoving dead stomach, and then it just releases.
So I'm gonna not use awe, and I'm gonna take half.
And you're gonna take half. Fantastic.
I'll take those three successes
All
because
right.
I could backfire quite horribly.
You perform on the margin. No great success, but you raise no suspicion throughout the evening. No one seems to, so far. Your initial stance of what you wanted to accomplish, you are maintaining a proper masquerade, and you notice Hildur. Hildur approaches you. Wilna's drunk cousin. Wilna, your touchstone. He's Anarawd.
Hilda, how you doing, you drunken bastard?
He's Anarawd. So, there's rumors, but I won't spell gossip. There's gossip.
Come on, spill.
I'm hearing that the Reeves Stun has been stealing sheep. And that the lady,
so are you here?
And that the lady overlooked, just let it go. And
well, she's a very generous and gentle soul, is Our Lady.
I guess, but I didn't travel all the way from Winchester. He burps to tell you that. I came here to party to see a baptism. I've seen a baptism, and we haven't quite had enough mead yet.
So, we should get some more.
How much mead can you drink on Blush of Health? Do you have eat food?
I don't have eat food. I guess we're gonna find out the limits.
We're gonna find out the limits of Blush of Health. Fantastic. All right, so he drinks with you. But he begins telling you rumors about the Reef Sun, more things about the Reef Sun. He talks about how he's weak now. He's no longer hale and strong. He's suddenly grown weak, sickly. They believe he's cursed ever since he was caught with the grain. and covered in blood, they believe he's cursed. So, of course,
That's
no
some bad news.
Christians don't believe in curses, of course. But if he did believe in curses, he would be cursed.
God is punishing him clearly.
Maybe he's fallen in with a bad crowd. Has he been associating with any unsavory characters?
The elder doesn't know. He's learned this from someone else. He's just spreading gossip.
Hilder, you're such a useful guy. Very interesting. You know, I'm mildly acquainted with this young man. At some point soon, I think I'm going to drop in and talk to him just to make sure he's okay. You know, if you believed in curses, and if I believed in curses, I'm the sort of guy who can sense curses. So if someone's cursed, I could probably tell. So I'll be a great help.
He leans in. Am I cursed?
Let me check. No, you're fine.
He looks relieved. A wash comes over his face. He looks relieved suddenly. He goes, I thought I was. Well, he looks...
You'll feel cursed in the morning, though, I'll tell you that.
He laughs. He chuckles. Then he spots Roswynn, and he begins moving in her direction. But we're not going to that scene immediately. That was what Anarawd is doing. Joshua, what are you doing during this feast so far? It's a feast. People seem to be paying attention to you, but they still, you're getting that reputation that you're looking for. You're building it. How do you begin to cement it?
I would like to engage with Agnar.
Excellent, because I was going to have Agnar engage with you.
It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission, so Sunni's going to go ahead and see if he can strike up a deal with Agnar.
Excellent. As you approach him, you know him. You've met him before. You know most of the Danes. Not all the Danes at Skaldmere, but you know most of the traders. And he is weather-worn and ruddy-cheeked with a thick black beard, threaded with bronze rings. His furs seem to reek of salted smoke, and his smile seems to hide knives. He's a Norse trader with old grudges and failed threats. As you approach and you're about to speak, he reaches out and claps you first, and he says with a toothy grin, "Oh, you still trading in flesh and spirit, Northman? Burka remembers."
Of course, I will, I continue to do what I do to survive and advance. How fare you?
See, you took a bath.
What's a little bit of water to a Dane, right?
Well, but you're not a Dane anymore. You're Christian now. Nailed God.
I suppose.
Don't worry. Oh, tales will be spread about this. He gives you kind of a toothy grin, almost accusatory, mean girlish almost.
Well, let the tales be told, I suppose. There's nothing I can do to stop them. You were here, you were a witness.
Oh, I don't judge you, Sunni of the North. Not at all. I might have done the same myself if they made me.
I appreciate your candor.
They did make you, right?
Of course.
Give me a wits plus subterfuge check. What is your dice pool total for that? And he's going to roll against you.
Wits plus subterfuge is a 5 pool.
You need 3 successes. Well, it's a contested, but your margin of success is 3 that you're looking for. So you can't take half. But he only has 4 dice for social pools. Oh no. Oh no. All right, Sunni, you received a bestial failure, and you are a Tzimisce.
Oh god.
So you ban claim is coming into effect, and I actually not your ban, your compulsion. I'm not actually very familiar with the Tzimisce clan compulsion, so we're going to take a look at that in just a second as I find that. Unless you're familiar with it, my friend.
The
Covetous.
dragon fills its hoard.
Covetous.
It is covetous.
When a Tzimisce suffers a compulsion, the kindred becomes obsessed with possessing something in the scene, desiring it to add it to the proverbial hoard. This can be anything from an object. Actually, I know exactly what you see. Beautiful bronze rings, gold rings woven into Agnar's beard.
It is beard?
To his beard. He also
I
has
need to borrow Roswynn scissors.
he also has arm bracelets, but you want his gold.
Yeah, I do. I do want his gold.
He insulted you, and now you want his gold. That's kind of how this scene is playing out. Yes, Roswynn?
Not only did he insult you, but he's gonna take the tale of you guys being baptized back to all the other Danes. So, are we gonna do a murder?
Tasty
mead-hall.
murder.
Okay.
I live for these opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. What am I doing? What am I looking for? Mechanically, it is a penalty to
Any action not achieving going after your goal. It's a -2 penalty.
Okay. Okay. So what does he say in response to me saying that they absolutely forced me to do this?
He reaches out with his right arm and he says, "No path to Valhalla now, my brother."
Chances for a traitor are slim to none anyway, sir.
There's always a chance.
I carry no weapons.
He just grins. He's mocking you at this point. He looks at Leaf and goes, "At least the seer looks to be enjoying it."
I wonder if those rings of yours are... How attached are they?
He goes to speak. He begins to say attached. Do you do anything when he says attached?
I would love to attempt a submerge directive.
Nice. So you gain eye contact easily. He's not paying attention, but it is his wealth, so it will not be just a no roll dominate. Make your dominate check. What is your dice pool and what is your total dice pool?
First of all, I have to rouse the blood.
Yes, you need to rouse the blood. Oh no. No.
What's your hunger at now?
It's just this many. It's just...
Is that many? Oh god.
You're looking rather tasty this evening.
Yes, tastes like chicken.
You notice a vein on his forehead.
I was getting there.
Right?
I was about to get there. Now that you are hunger 4, you see the veins in his neck begin to throb. A vein on his forehead throbs. You can feel the blood. You can feel the tempo. Thump thump. Thump thump.
Yeah. So manipulation dominate versus intelligence resolve.
Yep.
I have a 7 pool.
Okay, roll against his. Oh, you did a hit and roll. You did a hit and roll.
Holy shit!
Oh, okay. I was like, huh?
You gotta reveal that.
I can't reveal it. You
Oh,
have to reveal it.
jeez.
You have to reveal it, Josh.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, good.
That's far better.
All right. So, what is your submerge directive? Be very clear to me.
When he goes to respond, instead of responding in the way that he would like to respond, he will. Does he have a weapon on him?
He does have a weapon on him. He's carrying an axe on his belt, ceremonially.
As he goes to respond, he'll draw his axe and chop his beard and give me the rings.
You make the command. He takes his axe, he pulls his beard, and he chops his beard and hands you the rings. And then he's just like, he looks, he made him cut his beard.
Attached? They're not attached, brother.
And he hands you the rings, and then he stops and goes, what happened?
I'll clap him on the back and say, "Thanks for doing business, sir."
Excellent. I like that.
I'll walk away.
I'm going to give you a stain.
Very
I'm going
nice.
to give you a stain. Nah, I'm not. Never mind. I thought about it. It's not. You're not quite acting like a beast, but that's fine. You're not acting like a human, though.
I mean, the hair grows back.
That's fine. No, it's fine. No, it's good. It's good. I was thinking act like a man, not a beast. But this one's fine. This is good.
That was a great use of
That
your
was a great
powers.
use of
That
your
was- that
power,
was Very
yes.
nicely.
I don't think it doesn't need a consequence. Excellent. So you are now richer. You now have some gold rings in your hand. Heavy. You probably have about 2 pounds of gold.
Free hair.
Nice. And some free hair.
Some free. That's gross, but you have some free hair.
Free, I'd get some free hair right now. Look at this head.
Leif, what are you doing during all this? You're trying to talk to the priest, Brother Krenhelm.
Yep, I'm chatting up the priest, and I'm gonna try to set up three meetings for the near future.
Meetings about what?
Well, I mean, as a brand new, fresh convert, I have some knowledge that I need to learn. And who better than the ranking church official?
Oh, I'm just a mere brother. I'm just a mere brother. No rank for me, just a brother. But I am with God, and I will be your godfather. I will lead you toward the light, Brother Leif. I would love to meet you under the light of God. Meet me in the morning.
About that.
I intend to spend my days in prayer. I can't be disturbed for that. How about shortly after sunset, the next 3 days?
Rather unusual. He seems a little bit suspicious. Why don't you give me a manipulation plus persuasion check? You're asking for something a little out of order. What is your total dice pool?
5.
Your difficulty is 3. You cannot take half. You are fine. Okay. So the brother stops and he thinks for a moment. He considers. And he looks up with light in his eyes. Brother, the fact that God has touched you so much that you would spend your days in prayer, I cannot overlook this. Of course, I will meet with you after your fast. Where shall I meet
Lord
you?
is near to blinding.
Old Minister. Meet me at Old Minister in Winchester. Tomorrow evening for evening prayers.
As you say.
Okay, excellent.
I seek education. I seek education on your holy words.
He drinks ale with you. He drinks mead with you. If you do, he eats. He feasts. He talks of women and God. And he spends the evening just regaling you of tales of the things he's done, places he's seen. He hasn't been far, but he does get around the ale houses and the whorehouses in Winchester.
As one does.
He's a very godly man for the time.
Aren't we all? Praise him.
Praise him. Praise game. Oh, wrong game. Sorry.
Is it the wrong game, though?
Agnar Kinnerick, with his beard cut, kind of leans into you. He looks a little defeated, but he's trying to make something of the night. He leans in and he says, "Silent guardians make the best killers, huh? How many before silence speaks with authority, though?"
I'm sorry, can you run that by me one more time?
Absolutely. It might have been hard for you to hear me. He leans in. He goes, "Silent guardians make the best killers. But how many before silence speaks with authority?" He sort of looks at you quizzically.
Who is this that's approaching him again?
Agnar. The one who had his
Agnar,
beard
okay.
chopped. Yep.
gosh.
Agnar the bald-faced. I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong with my brain. I'm not quite catching what he's picking up. What he's putting down. What's he?
He's basically asking how many people are you going to kill before you actually have some authority around here.
That's a good question.
As many as it takes.
Well, if they're going to put themselves in my path the way that Wulfric did, we'll see how many I'm standing atop when I have something to say.
How does a warrior, earn reputation when his lord's at battle and you're home defending the women?
We are all where our calling places us. We are both here. Shall we not drink to it? I could be at battle, but I was blood-oathed. That is my station. It is my duty to stand there before God, before my lord. Are you questioning that, Dane?
I question everything about your lord. Can't imagine a man staying home defending the women, not seeking Valhalla.
I have no Valhalla to seek. The Christian God promises me paradise, and whether I'll find it or the cold grave, I shall see.
You say that out loud?
I figure we're in close enough company that there's enough chatter around. I'm not going to have the bishop leaning in hearing me say that. But yes, I do say that out loud to him.
Okay. Okay, cool. He leans in, he smiles, a toothy grin. He's missing a tooth. It's blackened, it's gross. He's missing gold, and he's angry about this, but he doesn't know why. He knows he can't just go take it back. He gave it freely, but he doesn't know why he did it. So he's looking to pick a fight. He's looking to regain reputation. And he's goading the biggest man in the room.
Do it. Please pick a fight.
These are bold words to speak in my lord's house. Is there something perhaps you'd like to say with your fists, or you'd learn with your face? Shall you learn the same way that Wulfric did, seeking glory?
You seek to kill me as you killed Wulfred.
I did not seek to kill Wulfred. Wulfred died in a duel that he challenged me to. I hit him in the ribs. His ribs crumbled. Is that my fault?
He's a potent warrior, is he? Beat a bastard with his fist, did he?
You of your bald face have much to say.
He laughs.
Shall I decorate it for you?
He takes that and says, "He's the easy big man." Easy.
Buy me a drink. Set me at ease.
Buy you a drink.
Brothers,
I
I know. Fetch me a horn of mead. Share one with me.
Just maybe some other
Otherwise,
time.
I shall have to exercise my frustration.
He says, you're blood oathed. No drinking on the job for you.
It is a celebration. I know these men. I shall drink. I can keep my mead. Besides, if I'm to fight, it'll take the edge off.
Wendreda, while all this is going on, Ethelwine approaches you, holding a glass, not of ale, but of Frankian mead. Not of mead, but of Frankian wine.
Ooh.
Hello, lady.
Hello, Lord Ethelwine.
Thane. You don't want to call him. You don't. Yep. You don't need to call him Lord. Yep. You don't need to call him Lord.
Okay, Thane Ethelwine, and I kind of, really put emphasis behind Thane.
Tips his head, and he says, "I hope that our previous encounter has not soured you toward future endeavors that we may have while your husband is away. I did come here with purpose. There are 3 fine pine. I believe pine is the right. There are 3 fine trees on your property that I could use for my hall. I would pay a handsome sum for them to be removed."
What do you want to do with the trees?
I wish to establish my hall and build it bigger.
We shall see. Maybe. I mean, they're trees. Can't you get them from anywhere else?
Yes, but these trees, the trees that grow in the southern marshes, much, much more valuable to me.
I guess we could discuss you having 3 of the trees. If it's to build upon your estate.
Smiles pleasantly, charmingly even. He's not an ugly man. He could almost be charming if he wasn't so smug for a Thane.
And ugly on the inside. I'll give. Can I have presents for this? Like,
You want to activate all?
Yeah, just so I can kind of have kind of the upper hand a little bit.
Absolutely, you can activate all, and that will your presence dots will add to any social roles that you make for the evening. You are now one of the coolest people in the room next to Anarawd, who has activated awe as well.
And since he gave me a warm smile and I've got awe going and all that, I actually give him a smile back, which is rare, to say the least.
And he leans in as you smile, and he goes, "I understand that your lord husband has been away for some time, milady."
Yes, he has.
Well, I understand if you could need help running your hall, and I don't mean in the manner that I had proposed before. Perhaps it's the wine getting to me, but my lady wife does not need to know.
Are you implying something a little bit more than just running a household?
Never, milady. Never. Nothing so impertinent. Unless this lets it trail there.
Eric's gonna bust in like the Kool-Aid man.
I think you better stop
to our
drinking.
advantage just a little bit. Just saying.
I mean, you could get him. I mean, introduce him to the.
Although we also don't need any rumors starting about Wendreda having, sneaky affairs. So.
Oh, Lord, no. I mean, as much as she would love to take advantage of this right now.
Yeah, it's probably safer to be like, oh.
So, I kind of act a little like seriously? I'm not saying that, but like the look is like putting on like airs almost, and is like, I think you need to stop drinking some of that wine, Thane, before you make a fool of yourself any further.
He says, yes, of course, Lady Wendreda. Of course. And he gives you a coy smile, as if you've agreed to something that you probably haven't agreed to. But I would like you to make a manipulation plus intimidation check. What is your dice pool?
That's going to be 5.
Your difficulty is 3. I want to see if you've managed to turn his ardor off. Remember? Yep. Okay. You do not. You can reroll willpower if you want. I don't know if you want to.
Was that a social roll? Does she get an extra die?
You do get an extra die. So roll your extra die for your awe.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. There's your 3 successes. He looks down at his feet. He looks into his cup, and he goes, "I must return to my lady wife."
Hopefully you return to her. And, oh God, hold on a second. Let me think how I want to say this. Hopefully return to your wife with the same energy as you spoke to me with.
Yes, of course, my lady.
Does she at all look Kinneric's way?
Just a little. When he did the slight proposition, she kind of, did a very slight over the shoulder look, like
He just raises his eyebrows and sets them back again.
She's like, you just heard what I heard, right?
Can I
hadn't.
ask? Oh, sorry. Can I ask a meta knowledge question that I'm sure Roswynn would know just because she lives in the house?
Absolutely.
Everyone keeps giving Kinnerick shit for not leaving with the men. Why didn't Ethelwine leave with the men?
Because Ethelwine is not Cuthwin's thing. Okay. Only Cuthwin and his fjord have left to go, which is very common because he does not like to stay home. So he gets permission from the king to go raiding. He's only got a couple.
Makes sense.
Kinnerick wouldn't get any esteem from being at the battles anyway.
Oh, yes, you would. His reputation. That's one of the only ways a bastard could probably gain reputation, was by being a warrior.
That's my ignorance, then.
It's okay.
I'm getting enough of a reputation here.
Wendreda, as Ethelwine leaves your presence and returns back to his lady wife, Brigith raises a toast. She smiles to the lady of the hall, but how much of it is yours? How much your husband's?
Anarawd will drink awkwardly.
Yeah, Wendreda just takes a sip of her drink as well to kind of give herself a second. Does it matter who it belongs to? I am his wife and he is my husband. What's his is mine and what's mine is his.
She laughs. Oh, your husband is never home, my lady. And we never see you. They say you're in prayer, but no one is that pious.
You can speak for yourself, madam. You have no right to question anyone's piety.
Brother kind of looks up. He goes, well, there have been questions.
There seem to be a lot of those going around lately, but it seems to not be heading in the direction that they should be heading in. All these questions come from somebody else.
Ethelwine looks into his cup, doesn't say a thing, doesn't say a word. Winfled, though, speaks up. It's just unusual that you have taken to such sickness during the day, Roswynn.
I admit I do find it unusual, ma'am. It's been this way ever since the banquet. My eyes cannot tolerate the light.
Frigga just begins laughing. There's sickness, prayer, midnight baptisms. Things seem to be very, very interesting in Alderman Cuthwin's estate while he's away.
I'm not sure I understand what you're implying, ma'am.
People talk is all I say. The villagers whisper, hushed tones. But don't worry, you won't hear them. They whisper during the day. They sleep at night.
It seems all that they can do is talk and whisper. If it wasn't about us, wouldn't it be about something else? Does it matter what they have to say? Isn't usually most of it just rumor and made up lies? Why do you believe what the others have to say?
Their husbands are away at war, milady. And they whisper of devils in the night.
Maybe the devil lies within their hearts, and that's why they think they see them everywhere.
Of course, milady. I speak too much. I'm in my cups.
We all might be just a little bit tonight. This is a feast, after all, to celebrate the welcoming of 2 new brothers to our religion.
Hear, hear, Ethelwine says.
Anarawd is going to try and get Frigga alone as soon as he can.
Hey.
Help, help, I'm being repressed. Actually, that's 100% who Anarod's based on, that peasant in Holy Grail.
Excellent.
I love it. I love it.
All right, so you want to get Frigga alone.
Yeah.
She's aware of you. So it's not impossible to get her alone. So you bring her off to the side. And how would you like to approach her to do so?
Okay, awe is on now.
Awe is on, yes.
Yeah, and Frigga, what's all this you're talking about? That all these tales we're hearing from the people, like what are they saying?
Kind of looks to her left. She kind of looks to her right. She leans in. She lowers her voice. They say the devil walks the halls. Only the devil would let the Danes in.
You believe the devil?
Of course I believe in the devil.
But you believe in more than the devil.
I believe in the devil and all its evil works. I've come to tempt man. Punishment for our sins.
Well, I think that you understand that there's more than one way of understanding what goes on in the world. There's more than one system of beliefs. There's more than one way of looking at the things that we can perceive and more than one explanation for all these things. I wouldn't expect somebody in your profession to be as narrow-minded as that.
All I can say is I wait for the Elderman to return with the men and the fjords. And we'll see what he has to say.
You're friendly with the steward, right?
Odric, of course. Very
How
friendly
did you know
with
him?
Oh, we've known each other since we used to hump when we were little.
Oh, that's too much information, but thank you. He's not keen on Lady Wendreda, is he?
I don't believe so, no.
Why did they give her such a hard time? This poor woman's just doing her best.
If she'd done her best, she would have given the Elderman sons. She's supposedly a Christian Saxon woman.
Well, I would say perhaps it's the Elderman himself's problem, but we all know that he is capable of producing many bastards.
And that is a sin he will carry, and God will judge him for as well. But he protects these lands and keeps the king's peace.
Really, he protects these lands.
He's protecting these lands right now from the Cornish.
Who are in Cornwall, right?
Yes.
Just
over there.
Just wanted to make sure, yeah. Very well. This has not been as successful as Anarawd was hoping.
It might be. I would like you to give me a manipulation plus persuasion roll to see if you can adjust her attitude. What is your dice pool with awe?
My dice pool with awe for manipulation persuasion is... oh boy, not as much as you'd think. 3, 5 plus the power dice, so that's 6.
6. You can take half, but you'll just get the margin.
Nah,
3.
I'm gonna roll.
Okay, you're gonna roll. Excellent.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll, and I'm also going to rouse.
Rouse. Okay.
And I don't go hungry again, which is good. So what did I say that was? 6 dice?
6 dice, yes.
I'm still on hunger 1.
Must be nice.
That's 3 success. So I just you know what? Well, let's take the willpower.
Okay, let's take the willpower.
Let's reroll 3 of these.
Biggest against the tyranny, and you're changing her mind on it. I love this. Oh, nice.
So that's 5 successes.
That's 5 successes. She seems to soften. She's perhaps I've been hard on the lady. It must be hard having to live with the knowledge that you've let your lord husband down so much.
It's
I
tragic.
should show her more grace.
Well, I very much appreciate that. She's a good woman, and I think that people are a little harsh on her.
I will talk to the villagers. I will ensure that they follow more closely and ask less questions.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Do you still have your senses active?
I mean, how long does Sense the Unseen last?
You want to activate it again? It would be over by now.
Yeah, okay, I'll activate it again if there's something shady happening.
All right, looking toward the edge of the hall. I'm hungry. You do get hungry again. You do not see a man, but you hear a voice. All of you hear this voice. No one else seems to hear the voice. They keep talking, but you, the Canaanites. Ooh, what a grave little hall. What stately talk, what dusky vows. 6 shadows in a circle sat, playing king with crooked bows. Shall we rule, quoth one. Shall we judge, said two. Shall we wear the mask or wear the crown? But not one dares tell the truth. You only plot because you've drowned. Drowned in dream and doubt and thirst, in visions fogged and blood half cooled. Drowned in the church's heavy skirts, in laws you break but still are ruled. Look here, the bard, still tasting fire. He kills to hush his crimbled pride. And she, the mouse in lady's dress, she'll bleed a realm to say she tried. The seer sees and so says nothing. His mouth moves like a fish's death. The queen, all spine and silver threat, thinks powers forced from clever breath. The sword, poor beast, forget he died. He guards the hearth, no one warms. And you, the beast of bone and tongue, you'd baptize Cain if it kept you fed. So crown your schemes in candle smoke, toast your pact with wax and dread. But know the woods remember jokes, and you, my sweets, are punchlines dead. Since you're the only one I prompted to activate this, does anyone else want to activate Unseen Sense as they hear this clear as day while everyone else is talking?
Sorry, do we all hear this?
You all hear this, all the Canaanites.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have that. But...
Me either.
So do I? What else do I perceive additionally with Sense the Unseen? Then would I have to roll for that?
You don't need to roll anything. I was about to get to. I just wanted to get through what you heard. You do not see a man. You see a suggestion of one. A wreath of briars, a grin kind of hanging in midair, a cloak of cobwebs and dead leaves that flutter through, though there's no breeze. You see hooves for a moment, or maybe just boots. You blink, and he's gone. And the door of the mead-hall closes.
Well, that was sinister.
And that's where we're going to call game tonight.
Very interesting.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to talk to the drunk guy. We'll have to do that in downtimes.
All right. Everyone have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Like a creepy Green Knight type guy just showed up.
All right.
He's going to be our Gawain.
Yeah.
I have the meta knowledge, so I know what that is, and I love it. I love it. Every minute of it.
So the Crossroads sleep now. The raven is fed. The mass are laid besides the mead cup, and was whispered will linger in the rafters, and what does will not be forgotten. Before the coals go cold, let's leave our mark on the night. I'm awarding 3 XP to each of you. And then I'm going to ask each of you a question, and we're going to start with Roswynn and work our way counterclockwise. What did you like tonight? What did you think worked well? Be open. This is a workshop, not a trial. What do you think didn't work well, as I'm asking? What was your favorite scene? What was your favorite moment of roleplay? And the last question could earn you an extra XP. What did your character learn tonight about the world, themselves, or each other?
Man, great session. Lots of high points. I have to say that my favorite roleplay of the night was definitely just Joshy using that subterfuge to just make that guy cut his beard off, because that was fucking hilarious. Like, power play in the most hilarious way. So I liked that a lot. The baptism scene was really awesome. Anarawd getting that visual of the Albion lion was really cool. I liked that. Yeah, I think my character, I don't know what my character learned for sure tonight, because I'm not sure what she overheard in this mead hall, but Athelwine trying to sneak around behind her patroness is an interesting little bit of information.
Wendreda is going to be like, Roswynn, I have something to tell you.
So let's use this to our advantage. Yeah, that's definitely going to be something that's going to come back to bite him in the ass. We are going to make sure of that. Probably literally bite him in the ass.
What did you think didn't work? If there's anything.
I don't really have anything. I think everything went really smooth, really swimmingly. Yeah, I loved that little hit at the end of this new character that's entering the arena. I thought that was really great. I don't have anything. Yeah.
All right, Davey. I'll give you the prompts again. What did you like tonight? What did you think didn't work as well? What was your favorite scene? What was your favorite moment of role play? And what did your character learn tonight about this world, themselves, or each other?
For my favorite scene, I'm going to take the little team meeting we had at the beginning. Because it's the first time I think really we've all been in one place and been able to like just sort of bounce off each other, which is nice. And it was fun for me personally because I think Anarawd's role here is to be the person who says, maybe we should do this differently. Maybe we should try and, rather than like break structures in a more radical way than is being proposed, or maybe in a different, maybe he thinks it's more radical, but maybe it's less radical, but I don't know. But yeah, being the guy who kind of just says, no, I don't agree, is probably going to be his role.
Very Bruja.
Yeah, very Bruja. And it's like the Ventru. I mean, almost, I disagree with them almost on principle. I'm not even sure why I'm doing it. It's just...
Somebody has to.
I agree with 99% of the stuff you're saying, but I'm still disagreeing with you. Yeah, and the best roleplay, I enjoyed talking to the healer, I enjoyed that part. Getting to be Wendreda's PR man after I just said all that stuff about her earlier was funny. And then anything that I didn't think worked well, I can't think of anything. And stuff that worked well, I'm enjoying all the portents that are happening. There's definitely a lot of them, and Anarawd is a person who believes in portents, so it's kind of like all these. He's trying to interpret what is being showed to him, basically by this lion and also by Leif's vision, because he in his heart of hearts he kind of wants to go against a lot of what Wendreda is proposing, but maybe that's not what the signs are saying.
Sounds a lot like your... not to spoil anything, but it also sounds a lot like your sire's coterie. Malkavi just sort of leading the way.
Yeah, it's like, oh, really?
Excellent. I'm glad... what did you learn? That's the last prompt. Yep.
So many things. He learned that there is a supernatural world beyond what he knows already, and that there is something afoot that he needs to get to the bottom of. Specifically, like, why am I seeing these signs? What do they mean?
Very good. Excellent. All right, Josh. I'll give you you want the prompts again, or do you think, have I said them enough?
Oh, I need them again.
No problem. Hey, it's why I asked. What did you like tonight? What did you think didn't work as well? What was your favorite scene? What was your favorite moment of role play? And what did your character learn tonight?
I liked the ramp up of the. I guess a couple of these can be answered all at once. The ramp up of pacing that we've done as we've gotten used to each other, as we've gotten more cohesive, as we've needed less time to have spotlights. The pacing is increasing, and that's great. So that answers multiple questions, I think. my favorite scene was I gotta go with myself. I loved that Angar being a jerk, and me being like, no, you just give me your beard, just give me your whole beard.
Are those attached?
The baptism went differently than I expected, but it was so good. I loved Leif joining in on the fun, hamming it up. Truly, because like whether Leif was in that scene or not, Sunni was going to be like, "Oh, look at me! I had the bath, and it's all good." And then the thing that Sunni learned is that having the bath doesn't make everybody love you. It's not such an easy one-way ticket. It's you gotta do, I guess, more things as an outsider to become in.
Well, just to let you two know, temporarily, I'm giving both of you a +1 to influence the church in social roles. So if you need to for the foreseeable future, you will have a +1 to social roles with people of the church going forward. For at least for the time being, it won't last forever because you'll last forever, but the bonus won't. Excellent.
Good. I'm going to need those.
Kindred.
I loved all the imagery too. The Albion lion. I love just the hint of that. Kindred is, I don't know if he knows the idea of the Malkavians well enough that hearing that voice. I love the portent as well. Like to close out the episode with something like that. He's just thinking another goddamn Malkavian. And I also love the coterie meeting, and I think one of my favorite role plays is simply the fact that Anarawd is that like a messenger of the gods? Like he's, is there something special about the Raven? Like what is that? And no, and I mean all of it. Like the baptism too was great. Again, it didn't go the way I expected it to. It went fine, and it could have been a little more exciting, but it was great. The only thing I can say that didn't really work is if people are going to keep picking fights with Kindred, they really need to be hot-headed enough for it to come to blows so he could actually put them on the damn ground. He's going to start just like intimidating the shit out of them and just killing their willpower to live.
It is a valid action in Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah, I think, and that's the thing too, is Kindred is, he's coming out of his shell within the coterie, but things are going to start changing socially, and so as many times as he wanted to say things tonight, maybe he will start doing that in the future and putting down the people who want to say boo, questioning the social structure that he's establishing himself within. And as far as what he learned, I would say that God damn, people just talk, and that's probably the biggest threat to everything. It's like there appear to be these tangible things, and they just deal with them, but it's like, no, the goddamn peasants just can't not make shit up, and it's just like putting out fires left and right, and people are going to keep coming up and picking fights with him, and it's just like, some loud statements are going to need to be made or something.
Those damn peasants, we're going to have to oppress them more.
God, yeah, we're going to oppress them harder if they keep talking.
It's the year 800. They don't have reality TV. The nobles are their reality TV.
The idea of, suicide leading to afterlife and health hasn't come along yet this century. They're sticking it out to see what's going on.
All right, Leif. Bad dad. Do you need the prompts?
No, I think I got it.
All right.
So, as far as things that I thought didn't work well, I thought it went really smooth. I had a great time. It surely seems like everybody else had a great time as well, so I don't have any complaints on that front. I really enjoyed the coterie meeting, right? Because it was like the first time where it felt like we had some sort of like we were connected to one another, like, you know what I mean? Like we were moving as a unit as opposed to an individual. And I think that's really cool. And I think it's absolutely necessary to survive. As far as what Leif learned, he learned that aside from just his vision of Wendreda's rise, like it's also a thing that is going on in the minds of some of the other members of the coterie. So he felt vindicated in that way, and that'll only serve to steel his resolve on the mission.
Now, part of me is having fun because I think some of the vision has been misinterpreted, but I'm loving it. I think it's great. All right, Wendreda.
As is the nature of visions.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Ellie, do you need the prompts?
No, I think I should be all set.
All right.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun tonight. It was really great. I like that I'm kind of getting more into the groove of, Wendreda and not flailing like, a baby deer or something like that. I'm actually doing great. I can't think of anything negative. I mean, I think everything's going great. I love the pacing. I like that, we're able to do a little more interactions and have a little more time to think about things. Let's see, favorite roleplay would probably be, well, first off, Thane Ethelwine. What a pig. That was great. I loved that. Great blackmail material right there.
The gall.
I know, right? The absolute unmitigated gall he had.
I can't wait to see what we're going to do with that.
Seriously, she's just going to run up to Roswynn and be like, I have something big. I have something like a lot. We need to talk right now. So she learned a couple of things. She learned that all 6 of us, we will do whatever it takes to get what we want. And it's proving that, 2 of them getting baptized, and there is nothing that, it seems like we won't do to obtain whatever goals we want. And I also learned that Ethelwine's a pig. And yeah, that's a really good thing for her to learn, because it's a good thing for her back pocket.
Excellent. So I'm going to stall for about a minute while ads go, because there's some things I want to talk about. But I do want to ask, and I don't care that they can't see, what did you think of my ambiatic pentameter that I did at the end?
Yeah, it was pretty iambic. I was like, oh, geez, you write that? That's good.
Yeah. That's what makes me think it's a Malkavian.
I spent a lot of time today and yesterday working on that, and I was very nervous to bring that out. I haven't done that since high school.
Good. I couldn't do that in 100 fucking years.
It was amazing.
Good.
Yeah,
well, I don't know, but
enjoyed that.
I'm glad he enjoyed it. I don't know if it was amazing, but it was adequate. It was adequate.
No.
All right, so like I said,
it in the Discord.
It was. I'll say this. I already kind of knew that this was coming in at some point, and when you started, I knew exactly what you were going for. So that is a success. Like, you broadcasted exactly what you were trying to broadcast.
all right. Excellent. Okay, so I hope the people who were waiting for it got it and love it, and then we'll see more about it coming soon. All right. Otherwise, everyone, in 16 seconds, I'm going to give everyone that extra XP. Everyone learned something tonight, so that'll be 4 XP for the evening. That's pretty much all I gotta. Actually, no, it's not all that's pretty much all I've got. So why don't we see?
I need to roll because I got a stain.
Oh yes, you got a stain. Yes, thank you.
I killed that girl. Oops.
You did kill that girl.
You did.
Let's see if I feel bad about it.
What's a little murder between friends?
I don't feel bad about it, and I am now
Humanity 7. Yes.
Now to happen eventually. That
Say
seems more fitting for Roswynn right now, if I'm being honest.
That's
even as a human being, Roswynn wasn't Humanity 8.
That's a big deal. That's our first humanity loss in the Chronicle.
Yep.
That's our very first humanity loss. Let's pour one out for our homie, the dead girl with the scissors.
Oops.
Is that a mess?
I feel bad about it, but not bad enough.
Rip in pieces.
Yep.
No, I didn't hide her death. I broadcasted it to the world. Oh my god. Like, call the doctor. She's dropped. What's happened?
her humors went out of balance. That's all it is.
Exactly. Yeah, no.
Humors went out of balance. Oh, let me ask you a question.
She wasn't pious enough.
I have one question
Exactly.
before we go. How is the vibe? Are we feeling the time period?
Yes.
I think so. I think we're doing well for that.
Yeah, I think we're doing real well for that.
Yeah.
All right. That's a concern of mine. I don't want to be telling like a dressed up modern story with just some like trappings. I'm hoping to get across that this is dirty times, mud, dirt, cold. Man, this shit sucks.
Yeah, I mean, even
not a great
the
time
ones
to be
in the
alive.
castles, the Middle Ages was not a pleasant time to be in existence, really, for anybody.
No, it really wasn't. I'm keeping us on right now because I'm just looking for a place for us to raid. So I'm seeing who's on right now. Just give me a few moments, everybody. I should have looked at this up earlier. That's that category.
Like that.
We're the only. We're the
Anybody
only.
watching? Everybody have fun tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Chime in,
We're
chat.
so glad that you guys would share your Monday night with us.
I really do
Yes.
appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Nice robe, guy.
Yeah, that's a sick robe.
Guy in a robe.
That makes me think of Lebowski.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Tiger stripes, even better.
That's a look right there.
That is a robe to be reckoned with, my friend. A man wearing that robe should be respected and feared.
One robe to rule them all.
I was just about to raid into them and they're leaving, so let me go find someone else to raid into. That's
Do it.
What is it with nerds and cats? Have you ever guys noticed that?
what's that?
Nerds keep cats in tow.
They're like our familiars, man.
Right?
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, we do have 4 of them, so
I only have 2, but one of them chose
Only
me.
All
I have to
right.
wait about a year, and then I will
Death
get
Stream's
chat.
live.
That stream's live. Let's do it, folks. Let's bring all our love and everything with us. Peace.
Good night, everybody.